Hello beautiful people, you are welcome to Oslam page, and we just completed the 7 of brooding our pullets, making it the end of their first dose of anticocidal treatment, and we are happy to report a 0 mortality so far. That's a good sign of a clean brooding environment and effective early care. So today day 8 will be administering multivitamin as an anti-stress support in preparation of tomorrow's day 9 first vaccination. So we'll be vaccinating them tomorrow. These steps, why are we giving them this multivitamin or anti-stress? These steps helps the chick to stay strong and responsive during the vaccination process. As you can see in the picture, our chicks are growing very well with visible feathers development, especially around their wings and back. This is a good indicator of healthy progress. We will continue to share real-time updates and tips that can help fellow poultry farmers improve their brooding and disease prevention practices. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at Oslam Farm for video updates and step-by-step poultry farming tutorial. Let's raise healthy birds together. Yeah, welcome back. So why are we giving our bird anti-stress multivitamin before vaccination? Let me explain. At Oslam Farm Day 8 is strategically set aside for administering multivitamin to our pullet as an anti-stress booster in preparation for their first vaccination, which is day 9, which is tomorrow. This is not just a routine, it is scientifically backed and welfare-driven decision. Here is why it matters. Let me explain to you why it matters, why we need to give them these multivitamins prior to their vaccination. 1. Vaccination trigger an immune response, which is very stressful to this bird, because vaccination introduces a weakened or inactive form of a disease agent to stimulate the bird immune system. Though this might just look like a big grammar, what I mean is that, you see, when you give them vaccine, it makes them weak. Just like when we have a newborn baby, let me explain this way. When you give them their first dose of immunization, which is the BCG, they will tell you that after giving them, you have to give them paracetamol, because initially we all know that this immunization will weaken the baby, and it's just preparing them to build their body, to build their immune system. So that's just the simple explanation of this big grammar. While the vaccination helps to build their immunity, it also places a temporary strain on the chick system. So if the chick is already weak or they are sick, they may not cope. That is why you advise that you don't vaccinate sick birds. If your birds are sick, you have to allow them to treat them, allow them get well before you administer vaccine, before you give them vaccine. So that is why when you give when you are vaccinating, you have to vaccinate only, in quotes, only healthy chicks. So this vaccination helps to reduce these risks by ensuring the birds are in their peak condition before receiving the vaccine. 2. The chicks are still adjusting. As at day 8, the chicks are still developing their digestive and immune system. They are still trying to adapt to their environment, and again they just finished their first dose of anticocidal drug, and that itself is very stressful. So you can see the need why we have to give them what? Anti-stress. This multivitamin is like replenishing their energy, because all what we subject them through, like the anticocidal, the stress of coming from the hatchery to the pen, so they need nutrients to help replenish all those energy losses. And again, they are still in their growth phase, so this multivitamin helps to support their internal organs, especially the liver and their immune system. 3. Anti-stress or multivitamin also helps to reduce the risk of vaccine failure. There are always cases of vaccine failure when chick has stressed or they are nutrient deficient. Their immune system becomes less responsive. This can lead to poor antibody formation, low protection level, high susceptibility to the very disease that you are vaccinating against. So anti-stress support primes the immune system so the vaccination works better and lasts longer. Number 5, this multivitamin also helps to, number 4 rather, these antivitamins also helps to reduce resistance against secondary infection, because stress weakens their immune system, as I have been saying. It also allows secondary infection to sneak in, especially respiratory or gut related issues. Administering multivitamin for vaccine helps to improve resistance, it speeds up their recovery, and it also prevents opportunity infections. So what have I been saying since morning? In summary, is that when you give your birds multivitamin sprout vaccination, please, it is not optional, it is the best practice, because it ensures a better immune response, it gives healthier birds, and it gives a smoother vaccination outcomes, and it also reduces post-vaccination stress. At Oslam Farm, this day 8 practices has helped us to record zero mortality, and we are having a consistent growth. And we recommend, if every farmer aiming for healthier flocks and high productivity, we recommend to always administer multivitamins to their birds before vaccination. And please, never, even in your flock, you discover that some sets of birds are weak or sick, don't vaccinate them. So you have to keep them separate and until they get well before you vaccinate them. If you have found this video very helpful, don't forget to give it a like and share it with other farmers who may benefit too. We just started with this batch, and we'll be sharing more practical tips every step of the way, from brooding to point of lay. Make sure to follow our page for daily updates and behind the scenes insight. If you have found this full guide and step-by-step video helpful, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Oslam Farm. We'll be leaving the link in the description. So let's grow healthy birds together, one day at a time. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video. Bye.